Hi everyone. Now we are going to discuss the question 5, that is second PUC topic related to electric flux. So here the very first thing what we have to understand to understand what is electric flux and what kind of questions they will ask. The very first thing is what is electric flux and its mathematical equation. So what is the electric flux? Electric flux, nothing but number of field lines. It's a number crossing per unit cross section. And so just like a number of field lines, it's just a number. And for a particular surface, let's take the area is ds bar, surface area. And there is some electric field E bar field. Then within this field, for a particular surface, the electric flux is given by E bar dot ds bar, that is E ds cos theta, where theta is the angle between E bar comma normal to the surface. This is the mathematical equation. So here if you look at this, the dot product is there. So few questions they will ask based on the dot product of electric field and area vector. You must be very careful about choosing the direction in terms of I cap, J cap and K cap. That is what main thing. And afterwards you must be able to apply the dot product between two vectors. Like it is the sum of product of I coefficients, J coefficients and K coefficients. And the next thing what we should know here is what is Gauss law and Gaussian surface. So Gauss law says that for any surface, but what kind of surface is? For a closed surface, for any closed surface, the total flux is given by total charge, net charge enclosed within the surface by epsilon naught. That is what Gauss law. So from here they can ask question based on this equation. So that Q net for any closed surface equal to flux into epsilon naught. And if there is a closed surface and there is a net positive charge, then outward flux. So outward flux means positive. And if there is a surface and the net charge is negative, then the field lines will enter. That means inward flux. So inward flux, we will take it as negative. So when there is number of multiple charges, there may be inward and outward flux, so that there is a resultant flux. And here, whatever surface, suppose there are so many charges, minus, plus, whatever it is, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, whatever it is, and one surface is enclosed. And this we call it as Gaussian surface. The surface which encloses all the charges, within which we can calculate the flux. That surface we call it as Gaussian surface. But one more thing we have to understand here is sometimes they will not give the closed surface to apply Gauss law. Then we have to imagine Gaussian surface so that the given charge will become enclosed one. Then you can apply the Gauss law. So that is one of the important thing. Just like consider a charge at the center of hemisphere. Now consider this is one hemisphere. Now here one charge is there. Now it is not closed, it is open. Now you have to think on your own that if you imagine one more hemisphere. So this is called Gaussian surface. So that if you imagine then it is closed. Now flux for the total sphere is Q by epsilon naught. Now for the flux for hemisphere it will become Q by 2 epsilon naught, that is half, because half is for upper hemisphere half is for lower hemisphere. So whenever the charge is open, you have to think what must be, what kind of shape must be imagined so that we can calculate the flux. Like sometimes they will ask question. See here one cube you consider. Now, when the charge is at the body center, then the flux is Q by epsilon naught. But same way, when the charge is at the phase center, now the charge is located at phase center, then you have to imagine one more cube here. So that now the charge is closed, now the flux for two cubes, it will become Q by epsilon naught. Now the flux for each cube will become Q by epsilon naught. So this way, when the charge is open, you have to think on your own. And when you consider this cube case, any case they can create. Like if you consider this cube case only, they can place the charge at the face center or at the edge center or at the corner at any point. If they place at face center, you have to imagine one more cube. If they place at the edge center, you have to imagine three more. If they place at the corner, you have to imagine seven more. Like that, in each case, you have to imagine particular shape so that the given charge must be enclosed. Then only you can apply Gauss law. Now, let's see based on these simple formulas how we can calculate the flux. Let's see a few questions. So the very first question here, as I said, the question can be asked based on the what we call it as mathematical equation, that is flux equal to flux pi equal to E bar dot ds bar or E bar dot a bar, where E bar they have given that E bar is 2i plus 4j plus 7k and area vector is 10j cap. Same thing they can also mention like 10 meter square in xz plane. If the area is in xz plane, area direction means normal to the surface. That means y direction j cap. Like that, here they have given directly, but sometimes they may not have given. So then you have to take care. Then what you will do is you will apply the dot product E bar dot A bar. So I coefficient into I coefficient. Here 2. But here no I coefficient 0 plus 4 into 10 plus 7 into 0. So what is the answer? 40. 40 Newton meter square per coulomb. Or the unit is Weber. Now, so here comes the another question. If the electric flux entering and leaving an enclosed surface respectively, pi 1, pi 2, then the electric charge inside the surface. If there is any closed surface, what I said, if there is some net charge, the Q net is given by what I said, the net flux into epsilon naught. Here, entering is pi 1 and leaving is pi 2. So, flux entering is pi 1 is entering and pi 2 is leaving. Leaving means due to positive, entering means due to negative charge. So that the net flux will become positive minus negative, pi 2 minus pi 1. So that the net charge will become pi 2 minus pi 1 times epsilon naught. Such a way, if you understand the concept and if you remember the definition, then you have to understand the question, then solving will become easier. Remembering and memorizing definitions and formulas and understanding the question and then substitution and calculation. These are the three things you always take care. You always try to apply to each and every question. Then you will get the better confidence in solving numericals. Now here comes the another question. Charge of 2 coulomb is placed at the center of a cube. So one cube is there. Now, one charge is at the center of the cube. And what is the charge value? That is 2 coulomb. What is the electric flux passing through one phase? Now, flux for the total cube is Q by epsilon naught. So, here the question they are asking in a different manner. That is 2 by epsilon naught. But they are not asking for the cube, they are asking for the phase. That means this is nothing but flux for all the 6 phases, because cube means 6 phases will be there. Now flux for each phase means it will be divided equally. So it is 1 by 6. That means 1 by 3 epsilon naught. This way you understand the question, then you will get the idea how to calculate it. Now a charge Q is placed at the corner of a cube. As I said, it can be placed at any point. Then the electric flux through all the 6 faces of the cube means nothing but through the cube. Now, when you consider cube, now it is placed at the corner. See, if you imagine here one cube, now it is not closed. You have to imagine backside one more. You have to imagine here one more. So total how many I imagine? 3 on the same level. Still the charge is on the top. Now you have to imagine here one more, here one more, here one more, here one more. So just look at my hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Above that 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the charge will become at the center. Then the total flux for all the 8 cubes, it will become Q by epsilon naught. Then for each cube, it will become Q by epsilon naught. So that way you can understand how to imagine Gaussian surface and how to find the flux enclosed for a open surface. So this is how you have to solve. And one last question, that is a cylinder of radius r and length L is placed in a uniform electric field E parallel to the cylindrical axis. Now here, according to the data, what they have given is, there is a cylinder. Now let's take this is the axis of the cylinder. Now this is the direction of E bar, because they are telling E bar is along the axis of the cylinder. Now this is E bar, this is also E bar. Now what is the total flux from the surface they are asking? So here how many surfaces are there? See, one surface is this one, A1, another surface is this one, A2, and another surface is curved one. Two circular surfaces, A1, A2, and one curved surface. And E bar is perpendicular to A3 bar. Implies flux for A3, how much it will become? 0. Because curved surface means area everywhere it is perpendicular to the surface. That means perpendicular to the axis. That is nothing but perpendicular to the electric field direction. As perpendicular, theta is 90. So cos 90 how much? 0. So that flux is 0. Because flux is Ea cos theta. Now here one flux is entering and another flux is leaving. And both are having same areas. So that what is the total flux will become? Flux through A1 plus flux through A2 will become 0, because flux through A1, that is entering, that is negative, and flux through A2, that is positive, and both are equal. Why? Because both are having same area, both are having same field also. That's why the total net electric flux will become how much? 0. This is how you have to deal with the electric flux. Either you can calculate directly from the simple formula, like mathematical formula, or you can calculate from the Gauss law, phi net equal to Q net by epsilon naught, or you may have to imagine the Gaussian surface and you have to solve the question. And I also added assignment questions, similar questions based on whatever we have solved. So please just try to solve the question so that you will get the idea. And after that, there are a lot of questions given even in NCERT also, because it is one of the very, very important topic. So please go through these numericals which have given in NCERT book. So around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 questions are there based on electric flux. So please try to solve each and every question. For any doubt, please ask me. Right? So thank you so much. We'll continue in the